A while ago, we hit 6,000 subscribers, and in celebration, we were going to do a drunk D&D history video. Let's just say, I was not built for 750 milliliters of 75 proof vodka. Instead, I'll be making some Pilk. Pilk is a substance that consists of 2 ingredients, milk and Pepsi. Just like Sonichu being Sonic and Pikachu, Pilk is an unholy abomination that festers in forced matrimony by a god with unbridled power. Its existence can be found as early as 2014, where Sabrina Eldridge shared the recipe her friend in college made to the site Pop Sugar. She described it as a melted root beer float. Quote, "If you want to try creating your own Pepsi milk, fill a glass with ice, pour half a cup of whole milk, the higher the fat, the higher the flavor, and top with Pepsi. Stir if desired. Once you've tried Pepsi, experiment with other sodas. My personal favorite is root beer milk." Her eldritch knowledge would be a forerunner of what was to come. July 28th, 2020, Twitter user Scuba Diving Zoo posted, "Y'all want a glass of Pilk?" with this image. The chocolate milk appearing concoction gained widespread attention on Twitter, along with r/shitty food porn, and quickly became a viral meme shared on a multitude of social media platforms. Shortly after, TikTok user Drew Garner 46 made Pilk at his school, and YouTuber Satchmo Kennedy shared their experience creating and trying the substance. The latter's video is a true masterpiece of art, unlike the current video you're watching. There have been other mediocre videos of people crafting Pilk at home and trying the beverage, but my educational video giving you the deep lore of Pilk wouldn't be complete without sampling the fine beverage.
Drink Pilk! Honestly, it's not that bad. It's a little revolting, but it's not that bad. It cures all mortal wounds. It's bad, but I could see why people would drink it, if that makes sense. I don't want to drink it again, though.
It also comes to my attention that Pilk is almost a paralyzer, which I'm not going to make. Not because I wouldn't be willing to drink it, I just don't want to buy the supplies to do so. A paralyzer is a cocktail drink mixed in a tall ice-filled glass, with 1 part vodka, 1 part coffee liqueur, 4 parts cola, and 1 part heavy whipping cream, often garnished with a brandied cherry and served with a straw. You may be wondering, how does Pilk tie into D&D? Being as I, an amateur alchemist, have been muddling with curdling cow juice combined with carbonated cola concoctions, it reminded me of potion brewing. There happens to be limited resources for players to learn how to make potions in official D&D content. Who wouldn't love to run around and collect resources to craft potions that can heal the party, create buffs in vial form, or be able to down a beverage that allows them to belch flames like a dragon? You can play as an Alchemist Artificer thanks to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, but the subclass is chaotic. As an Alchemist Artificer, whenever you finish a long rest, you can magically produce an experimental elixir in an empty flask you touch. You then roll on the experimental elixir table for the elixir's effect, which is triggered when someone drinks the elixir. As an action, just like a regular potion, a creature can either drink the elixir or administer it to an incapacitated creature. The experimental elixir is entertaining to say the least. By producing and providing a random potion every day, it can add a little bit of flavor to your character. However, wouldn't it be more convenient to know what beverage you're making? Imagine wanting a good old glass of Pilk, but instead, your taste buds just find Pepsi. I don't even like Pepsi, so that would be pretty revolting. The fact that WotC doesn't have any mechanics in place to brew potions that you, an alchemist, would understand the process to make consistently makes zero sense. Especially when the party can encounter alchemists who make potions on a regular basis. They aren't brewing something in a jug and going, "Hope this makes the same potion of giant strength." Once the alchemist understands how to brew the potion, the actions would be able to be repeated, like chemistry. Granted, if we look at the Dungeon Master's Guide, we can find on page 141 that magic item formulas can be a good way for players to learn how to craft different magic items. A magic item formula explains how to make a particular magic item. You can award a player a formula in place of a magic item in the form of a book or scroll. A formula should be 1 step rarer than the item it allows the character to create. For example, you need an uncommon formula for a common magic item. Pair that information with what we can find on pages 128 and 129, and we can learn how players can use their downtime activity to craft magic items. To sum up how a player can make magic items quickly, Step 1, a character must have a formula. 2, they must be a spellcaster and able to cast spells that the item makes. 3, must meet the level minimum for the rarity of the item. 4, it costs gold equal to 25 gold per day to create. 5, other players are able to help, contributing gold and downtime to speed up the process to make the magic item. 6, the item can be something already in the DMG, or you and the player can homebrew it using Chapter 9 of the DMG. One more tool in the DMG is a roll chart about what happens when a character drinks multiple potions on page 140. Results can range from a magically chemical explosion of 6d10 damage to the mixer, or one of the potion's effects lasting permanently. If using this variant rule, I would recommend it not affecting two of the same potions. For example, if someone drank a potion of healing and then drank another potion of healing. You may be looking at all that information and decide that's plenty to go off of. Mechanically? Yeah. It doesn't add a lot of flavor though. To help speed up the game and progress things, doing this is incredibly helpful. But if you have a player that likes to describe what they are doing, get really into role-playing at the markets, or wants to collect different ingredients to be able to brew their poisons, then you have to come up with a system that allows the player to blossom and shine. All that aside, you can always play as a wizard. Flavor him as an alchemist, casting spells during downtime to ensnare your spells into potions. With your potion of fireball in a flask, you can Molotov it up as an action during battle. It would be a workaround to flavor what you want to do without changing how the game works mechanically, as long as the potion made on previous days go to waste, and you follow the timeline for how long it takes to cast a spell that is in a potion. I want to be a cleric that brews his spells into potions instead of casting them normally. Then, as an action, get to drink or throw the vial to cast the spell. Okay, cool. We can work with that. What potions do you want to brew for the session? Ceremony will be one of them. I can cast that as an action now, right? Now wait a... There is a remedy available though. Have a sip of the Homebrew, Potion Brewing, and Ingredient Gathering for D&D 5e from Piccolo 917 over on GM Binder. Piccolo's Homebrew works by being an expansion for 3 toolkits the players acquire, delving into the Artisan's Alchemist supplies, the Herbalism Kit, and the Poisoner's Kit. It has details on how to learn recipes, harvest materials, and brew more than 88 potions. It even provides components for some monsters to be harvested. This is not a sponsorship, by the way. I just wanted to share a cool piece of homebrew that you should be using at your table. I've been using it as a tool for an NPC witch the players encountered. The party sought her out to cure a player's lycanthropy, and Wycey Stoutbloom was able to send the players off in search of some silverthorn, which grows in the mountain range. It made for easy fetch questing, driving the story forward without healing the player with a handwave. I would encourage other DMs to use this resource to make alchemist or assassin NPCs more flavorful. It could even provide additional material that the players might be on the lookout for, either as a valuable commodity for trade, and at best, it's an improvement to the alchemist supplies, herbology kit, and poisoner's kit that the players use. As a player, you can make an herb-collecting hermit who makes potions for trade for luxuries he can't make himself, or a scholar that has been hunting for the elixir of life that has been rumored about for centuries, scouring the land to collect the ingredients to craft the perfect draft. Now let me add a bit of spice to the homebrew and provide an extra dose, the potion of Fernve. Excuse me for botching German. A sludgy, thick gray paste with an odor and flavor of slimy swamp water. This potion can help teleport the drinker to a named location the maker has been before. While consuming the potion, the drinker must think about the named location. They will find themselves at their destination and must make a DC 15 Constitution save. On a failed save, they take 2d6 damage and suffer the poison condition. The ingredients are fairy stool, moonstalker, and amphibian saliva. It works as a low-level version of teleportation because it doesn't work off of glyphs and wards, and requires whoever brewed it to have been to that location before. Good for an NPC to quickly transport the party at lower levels. I would recommend that if any NPC is selling the beverage, it should cost the party at least 3,000 to 5,000 gold. Huge thanks to Arkotal for the fan art. Looking mighty thick. Thank you everyone for watching the video, and if you want to support me further, you can join the ranks of the patrons. Thank you to Noda Crane and Will S for their support. That's gonna do it for today, and until next time, hope you feel inspired.